of a group of white girls who are sitting at their graduation engaged. And the question came up, well, why is there not the reality for black women? I know y'all not gonna like what I gotta say, but you know me, I'm gonna say it anyways. First and foremost, black women are above reproach. If it don't validate us or excuse our bad behavior, we don't want to hear it. Instead, we'll say, well, men do it too. Secondly, we'll find every excuse in the world to validate why we don't want to be married or why we don't want to be in a relationship. Well, they get cheated on. Well, they do this. Well, they do that. But then we have all these standards for men, and we're still actively seeking for men in the midst of our hurt while inadvertently telling them to go to therapy. We do not practice what we preach. Thirdly, the independent woman is a myth. Actually cared about being independent and it was something that made you happy, you would not have all these standards to negate your independence. Nobody wants to relinquish power. You'll find every excuse in the world to not be submissive and wonder why white women can get away with their bad behavior. We take everything bad from white women except for the fact using marriage to our own benefit. But you'll run to the child support office though. Equality against men, and the only time we actually want to be equal to men is when it comes to degenerate behavior, hypersexuality, abusing or abandoning children. Even when it comes to the gold digger conversation, what you don't see those other women do, even when they are just screwing men for money, is bashing men, inadvertently making men feel like they're not important. Also too, telling them that they don't need men. Psychologically, we have been taught to disassociate ourselves, and even in that Malcolm X quote where he says the black woman is the most disrespected, he also says to be near your man. Because who taught you to hate the very race that you're supposed to be with?
Listen, can we just give this woman a round of applause? This woman broke it all the way down Shahrazad Ali style. Okay? She really went there. And you know, when I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw this video, I did not see the whole video. All I saw was the title and I was like, okay, this is going to be a good conversation. No matter what side of the fence she's on, I know it's going to be a good conversation. But what I noticed is in her comment section, it was filled with women who were extremely upset at what she's saying. Of course, you know, you're going to have the people calling her pick me, this, that, or whatever. But in regards to, because she said a lot, in regards to the women who were in school at graduation with rings on, there was a lot of women like, oh, well, you know, well, we don't follow by, you know, the ring by spring rule. And, you know, we actually focus when we go to school to get our education because, you know, we can't afford to fail because how it's going to look and how it's going to be. Listen, from my understanding, I could have assumed that when you go to college, it is to set your life up. Okay? It is not just about the career path. It's about everything that it encompasses. The entire lifestyle that you want to create. You are supposed to be creating that while you are in college. I.e. looking for a husband. Okay? Making sure your relationship is solidified. Working on your credit. Like everything that you could possibly do to ensure that you're going to be set up for success once you're finished. But you see, when our women are going to school, they're taught, oh, you don't need to be focused on nobody. All you need to do is just do you and focus on your career and get your bag and do all of these things. And then when that woman is past 30 and don't got no man and don't got no prospects, then those same people who were encouraging her to be single and not waste her time and focus are the same ones like, you ain't never gonna have no kids. You ain't gonna get married. Well, how come? Well, how come you ain't got no boyfriend? Because you've been trained, told, talked to, directed to focus your attention away from men and focus it on your own goals and your selfish desires. Doesn't make any sense to me. It's important that you understand, again, while setting up your life, while you're growing in the growing stages, that is when it is best for you to find a spouse because you're not bitter by all these experiences that went bad because you was just playing around, dating, wasn't taking nobody serious, talking about you don't want to be with nobody. Getting on a man's page is a lot easier when you have a lot less bad experiences to get over. While you're growing into the woman that you're going to be, it's best to be growing with a man. Because while you're growing, you guys can work on each other, okay? And when I say work on each other from the woman's aspect with a man, I mean your communication style, his communication style. You understand each other's childhood traumas. You understand the problems that you guys have gone through. You understand how to effectively communicate with each other, work cohesively together. When you just been out there focusing on you got your own house, your own apartment, your own car, your own this, your own that, you become selfish. You have this, well, I just have OCD. No, you're just neurotic. You just got nagging syndrome because you've been so selfish and so, moving at your own pace and only doing what you want to do that now to incorporate somebody else into that lifestyle, you can't do it. So, why are black women the least married? One of the reasons is selfishness. I'm just being real. That's one of the main reasons is selfishness. There was a lot this woman said, so we're going to have to play the video a couple times just to break it down. But I just thought it was very interesting that women were, trying to defend the fact that when they go to school, oh no, well, we go to school, we got to focus because, we got our whole family to prove wrong. And sometimes we're the first ones to go to college and we don't want to fail. Exactly. But also, if you're breaking generational curses in that way, you should also be breaking generational curses in the way of being married as well. From a younger age, getting it together, getting the balance together.
Of a group of white girls who are sitting at their graduation engaged. And the question came up, well, why is there not the reality for black women? I know y'all not gonna like what I gotta say, but you know me, I'm gonna say it anyways. First and foremost, black women are above reproach. If it don't validate us or excuse our bad behavior, we don't want to hear it. Instead, we'll say, well, men do it too. Secondly, we'll find every excuse in the world to validate why we don't want to be married or why we don't want to be in a relationship. Well,
this was another thing that really got to me, right? It's the fact that a lot of the women within our community are raised and they are taught from a young age all of the things that a man is not capable of doing before they even know what a man is. They are taught that, he'll cheat, he'll do this, he'll do that, they lie, all of these things. They're taught a list of bad behaviors from the experiences of the women who dealt with these men. Their own personal experience from the 5 men that they talking about, and they will generalize all men. And these younger women are taught from their mothers who are bitter, their auntie, their grandmama, whoever is bitter. They are taught that you can't put your trust in a man, you can't rely on a man, they're unreliable, you can't this, you can't that, they don't know. You're taught a list of all these bad traits before you even know what it is to be a man, before you even understand what a real man is. So it's not like you're saying, oh, well, I don't want this type of man. You're raised and then your mentality is, I don't want a man at all. Because everybody around me that's ever had a man couldn't rely on them. So I don't want no man. Where do you think that's gonna lead to? How do you think that's gonna end up? How far is that gonna get you? And it's sad. And then people get mad when you say, oh, well, why y'all always want to blame the single mothers? Why it's always a single mother? Because her picker was broken. She picked somebody that she probably did not know, did not have, a strong connection with, didn't know his background, didn't know if he had mental health, didn't know nothing, didn't know anything about this person. And, thought it was the best thing or the right thing to do to keep the child. That makes her the better parent by keeping a child. And then she turns around and twists her child's mindset against men. And then you have this woman who is full of bitterness from experiences that don't even belong to her. It's sad.
Cheated on, well, they do this, well, they do that, but then we have all these standards for men, and we're still actively seeking for men in the midst of our hurt while inadvertently telling them to go to therapy. We do not practice what we preach. Thirdly, the independent woman is a myth. Actually cared about being independent and it was something that made you happy, you would not have all these standards to negate your independence. Nobody wants to relinquish power. Find every excuse in the world to not be submissive and wonder why white women can get away with their bad behavior. We take everything bad from white women except for the fact using marriage to our own benefit. But you'll run to the child support office though. argue equality against men, and the only time we actually want to be equal to men is when it comes to degenerate behavior, hypersexuality, abusing or abandoning children. Even when it comes to the gold digger conversation, what you don't see those other women do, even when they are just screwing men for money, is bashing men, inadvertently making men feel like they're not important. Also, too, telling them that they don't need men. Psychologically, we have been taught to disassociate ourselves. And even in that Malcolm X quote where he says the black woman is the most disrespected, he also says to be near your man. Because who taught you to hate the very race that you're supposed to be with?
Here's another thing, right? And the reason why I would have to say American black women. And the reason why I have to say that is because this is the place of freedom, independence. You know, this is where people have a more liberal like mindset, right? And so in a lot of other countries or a lot of other places, even where there's black women in other places, it all kind of pivots from here. It all kind of pivots from the women that are here. The music, the industries, it kind of pivots from here and then it goes out and affects them after. But it's not a natural thought for the women who live elsewhere, right? And another reason for that, just to get some background, is because with the freedom that women have chosen to go against their own. A lot of women who don't have a lot of societies where the women still need and rely on their men, it's dumb of them to go against the person that they need the most. Here in America, you have seen where women got to a place that they no longer have to rely on their man, and they're choosing to go against them. Not because they have the quote unquote equality or whatever, are they still choosing to procreate, to build families, to have a structure? No, a lot of them are choosing like, well, I don't need you anyway. Now I don't need you. I needed you once upon a time, but now that I'm doing well by myself, I don't need you. Okay? So a lot of the women here, what they've done is, which is very mind-boggling to me, they've created this enemy with their counterpart. And to me, okay, as beautiful as black women are, as powerful as we are, as strong we are, I don't understand how women are being wrong and strong in the very wrong direction. What she said was, when you take from somebody else and you're taking the worst parts of it, I completely agree. Because you are going wrong and strong against your mate. I don't see anywhere where it says that black men are the least wanted. I'm just being clear. I don't see that. I don't see where it says black men are the least wanted or nobody don't want to be with them. Nobody don't want them. I don't see that. Other races of women will be sitting there, oh, go girl, fight for your right. Be strong, do your thing, girl. Yeah, like you can totally do this. You can totally do that. But at the end of the day, when you turn around and you go against your own man, they're looking at you like, oh no, I'm not doing that. Oh no, I could never do that. Me without my man? Oh no, that's not going to happen. You think it's just you think it's just your own men who are like, oh yeah, black women this? No, other races are looking and like, oh no, I don't want them. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with the problems. Or, funny enough, you'll align yourself who also doesn't like your counterpart. You align yourself with someone who also does not like your counterpart more than you don't like your counterpart. And the fact that they can get respect out of you and they know that you won't respect your own, that's why they'll team up with you. Because you guys have a common enemy. That's another problem. Because once you have a child, depending on what line that child is teetering on, image-wise, can be a problem. And it's hurtful. It's distasteful. Again, black women are beautiful. Okay, we are the mothers. The blueprint, if you will. But it's been a long spiral away from our true essence. Away from who we really are. Away from the connection that we have with our counterpart. If you play the tape, fast forward, years from now, with the same mindset that you don't need your own man, you can do battle by yourself. He out there, he doing his own thing. You like, oh, well, I don't care. All they do is complain. All they do is talk. We don't have to get on their page. We don't have to agree with them. We don't have to do. What do you think is going to happen? Are you going to be with yourself? Other women? Where do you think that road is going to go to? And you get so offended, and you feel like you always know the answer to everything. You feel like you have it all figured out. And in actuality, you really don't. I love what she said about the fact that, black women, main ones, oh, he need to go to therapy. Oh, he need to go to therapy. Oh, he must be scared of therapy because, they need to go to therapy. And they be the main ones not in therapy. I don't got no problems. Oh, really? You don't? Oh, it's not me who's the problem. It's him. He need to go figure himself out because it's obviously not me. Because I can't ever be wrong because I'm a woman. Wrong. Wrong and wrong and wrong again. It's terrible. It's terrible. And time after time, again, our women are hit with the okie doke. And they go with it. As intelligent as they are, they don't see the bigger picture. Easily fooled. Easily swayed against our community. Our connections. How important the family structure is, easily swayed. Because as long as it's a benefit to them, that's all they care about. But I loved this video. Absolutely loved this video. I feel like she dotted every I and crossed every T. I would love to know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and I will, of course, see you guys in the next video. Love you.